Alright, man. It's Kwame, Fine Line Barbershop. My boy Mikey, I'm about to line him up. Show you how I do a lining. I always start in the back of the head. Pull the ear down, kind of start right here. Make sure the hair is kind of going the way you want it to. Using the corner of my clippers to make that line. When it come down to like doing somebody's lining, you don't never really want to push in on that lining too much because of the fact that when it grows back, it looks a mess. But you kind of want to go for that crispiness. I'm using my wall detailers. As far as liners go, I think these probably one of the pound for pound best liners out. You ain't gonna really get no better than this. Everybody's head dimensions usually be the same when you're lining up, so you can kind of guesstimate, but then you always kind of step back and make sure them lines is at the same point and they're doing the same thing on both sides. Brought out the bottom of that taping. And usually when I do the front line and I come to the side, you gotta go around the ear. Using the corner of your clippers, pull up on the skin. I either pull it down. I like to pull up so I can see. But the difference is when you pull up, you don't want to go deep into there because when you let it down, it might look too weird. You might have went too far. But you pull up, kind of go lightly around that ear. I don't really press when I cut. My blades are super sharp, so I don't have to worry about it. I always line from the middle of the head to the left, making that first section. Again, not going deep into someone's lining, but you just kind of making sure that natural lining is there, but you still want that nice crispy line. When you do this front line, you kind of might have your clippers at an angle, and you're just using that corner. It might look crooked or whatever, but that's when your mirror come into play. You gotta use your mirror to straighten it all out. You just don't want to go in too deep because you might have to take in the other side a little bit in. So make sure you stay with that natural lining. I was always taught never make this swerve until you make sure both boxes are exactly the same. So we're gonna go on this side, line this side up. Another thing you want to do is pull that skin out. You can move the skin, can be moved any way, make it easier on your lining. But when you pull out, just make sure you don't go in too deep because of the fact that when you let it go, it's going to slide back. So you got to make sure it's find a nice crispy line. Then you can start your box. I tell anybody when they do their box, always make this corner. Wherever you want that corner to be, make sure it's already crispy. And you slide down here and make wherever your sideburn gonna be. You kind of backtrack your way up using the corner of them clippers. You get that nice curve. And see all them little lines? You get them out when you hit that razor. Again, this with the dynamics of your line, you gotta make sure it's straight. So you look in that mirror, see where that next one's gonna be. You kind of line your boxes up off of the mirror. That's the basic just lining up. I mean, these little lines and stuff like this, if you are a skilled barber, when you hit them with the razor, all that's going to be gone. All you're going to have is a crisp, nice little lining. Just kind of make sure no hair is sticking over. You don't want nothing sticking over. Your cut's got to be A1. That's how you keep your clientele coming back every time. Some barbers go off that 90-degree angle and all that stuff. I like to try to keep people lining natural as possible. If you don't need sharp points, I know you used to putting sharp points there as long as you look good. But whatever. When you're done, take your scissors, go over the lining with your big shears, go over your lining. Take all these little hairs that look like they over the lining out. You're good to go.